Hello, everybody. My name is Master Chen.
This is Doxy.
This is Zenify.
And I'm Richard Satchel.
And you are either watching or listening to Greynoise. All right, everybody. Welcome to episode 159 of Greynoise, the Information Security Podcast. We are here because it is Friday night at 7:30 p.m. We are at the Sin Shop. That's 1075 American Pacific Drive, Suite C in Henderson, Nevada. We are still the Las Vegas Valley Hackerspace. Hey, Crux. You're looking mighty fine out there. Anyway, go to sinshop.org for more information on the Sin Shop. Remember, go to meetup.com/sinshop in order to learn about our classes and what we're up to. And for information on us, go to Greynoise. That's GREYNOI.SE. What is going on with everybody?
You know, stop.
Okay, thanks. Who wants to go first?
Well, here, I'll jump on in there.
All right, go ahead, Satchel.
I wish here's my super decent proposal. If you have
I am so sorry. We forgot to do our little announcement.
We do the announcement.
So
announcement.
Really quick, I'm so sorry, dude.
No,
okay.
no.
Before we move any further, we are trying something new today, okay? So the community mic, we do have a camera on the community mic. So out there in the audience, if you want to come up to the community mic and you do not want to be on camera, just give us a signal like, timeout or cut it, Other than that, we're going to assume that you want to be on camera. So please give us the signal if you want to or not. This is the first time we're using a multi-camera setup. I am kind of excited about this. It's going to be very interesting. I see where that camera spot is on the live stream. Yeah. So there we go. Cool. So just so everybody knows, you're on candid camera. Right down here, this area. Yeah. All right. So again, Satchel's apology.
Satchel's apology.
Apologies, Satchel. What's going on?
No problem. So if you have what some in the industry call PTO days,
okay,
I highly recommend taking Wednesday off.
Wait, if you live in PTO.
No, if you have
like sick days.
That
you need to use. Let's say by the end of the year.
Yes.
Why Wednesday, you ask? As well you should. Why not take a Friday, have a longer weekend, or a Monday and have a longer weekend, and miss Monday? Wednesday. Because...
This coming Wednesday.
No, not this coming.
Oh, just any Wednesday.
Any Wednesday. Pick a Wednesday.
Oh, I'm on your side with this. I don't know where you're going, but I have my own
mindset. Oh, no, I think I know where he's
this.
going, but go ahead.
I have my own mindset about this, and I agree before you even say stuff.
Well, so here's one of reasons which you may agree or not. But if you pick a Friday or a Saturday, Friday or a Monday, you're going to be tempted to go on a long trip, to go do things and whatnot. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. Mm-hmm. But sometimes you want to sit at home and play video games.
That's all I want to do.
Me too.
Wednesday is perfect for that because not only do you have a day where everyone else is at work and you can just sit there and play video games in total quiet.
In your underwear.
Your mileage may vary. But, not only do you have that, but you also have broken your work week up into two very, very small time periods.
Yes, a Monday and a Friday, and a Monday and a Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
See, you didn't think about that?
I
Yeah,
did not.
dude. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't think about it?
I didn't think about that part.
Yeah, dude. You got a Monday and a Friday,
and
i.e. Tuesday, and then Monday and a Friday, which is Thursday and Friday.
You can't beat it.
Exactly. It's like two small weeks.
It was wonderful.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Twice as many of them.
Yeah, you get twice as many weeks.
So
no, I wholeheartedly. You did that this week, right?
I did.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah. So No, so I got up, and originally I was going to go to work, but I wasn't feeling well. I really wasn't.
On a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday.
I thought you said you had a slight headache and maybe a sniffle or two. Oh, never mind.
Horrible pain. Oh my God.
Oh my God, my bad.
Fucking head throbbing thing.
Pain, flames.
I have
up
a
the
problem with
side
my
of
sternum.
face.
Literally
I have a problem with my
radiating.
sternum.
Literally
Oh,
radiating.
It hurts. It hurts.
Not too many people get the Madeline Kahn thing, but yeah. So okay, so anyway, but I got up and called in whatever, and I was in my chair at my computer. This was what was even better. My wife had dinner plans with a friend of hers from work.
Oh, so you got the whole evening too.
From 6 in the morning
Oh, shit.
till 8 o'clock at night. I didn't leave that chair.
You didn't move at all?
Except to eat barbecue.
That's like 12 hours.
Where'd you get barbecue from?
No, that's like
Bells.
14 hours.
I've never been there.
I did the math
That
wrong.
was
That's
pretty
good.
Wait.
That was pretty good.
Oh, no, I go to Lucille's because they have gumbo, but that's neither here nor
well,
there.
Lucille's,
That's neither here nor there.
that's fancy.
Okay,
You're
hold
not
on.
gonna get that delivered.
So you have like a
I
nice
do get
hand-
Lucille's delivered.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
We used to get it delivered at the
Postmates,
shop.
dude.
Like,
I don't leave my house, Satchel.
I don't
leave
either.
my house, dude. Except if I have to go to work.
Don't tell. Hold on, time out. You
Yeah,
did
yeah.
this day off thing without doing a Postmates order? You
Oh,
did it wrong.
No. I did with Bite Squad.
Okay, well, whatever. It's a
had
delivery service.
I didn't go out.
Okay,
No.
okay. Well, I was gonna say you're in the information age. You're sitting literally at your chair
Yeah.
for 14 hours. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just checking you.
Except to eat barbecue.
to eat. Which I mean,
What, couldn't you eat at your desk?
Need the,
Or at
no,
your-
dude,
going
you don't want
to-
to get your stuff dirty, and it's like
That's okay. Fair.
Oh, yeah.
for
Fair,
me.
fair,
I
fair,
don't want to
fair,
get my stuff
fair.
dirty and ruin all that.
Yeah,
Okay,
no.
fair.
Yeah.
Barbecue sauce on keyboard, no.
Nah, that's not gonna work well. It's really clickety clacky right now, and then it'd be really like mushy me, and I don't want that.
You don't want that.
Do not want that. I will agree that taking the Wednesday off is the most amazing day to take off. If you have,
It is.
if you only have one day a week to take off, Wednesday,
Yeah.
wholeheartedly,
Yeah.
absolutely. Splits up the day, splits up the week rather. Sorry.
Yep.
And also it's just like a dope ass day when no one else takes off, so you can do whatever you want.
No,
I was
100%.
just about to say that.
People always take off either a Monday
Yep.
or Friday.
Yep.
Because they're gonna do the long weekend on either side. Or
Yeah, he
they-
just
or-
said that.
Or they imagine people are gonna do stuff like when other people aren't there. But surprise, everyone's fucking there.
There you go.
Wednesday, no one.
Yeah.
great.
It's beautiful.
Agree.
But isn't there? Okay. Conversely, though, isn't there a statistic out there where Wednesday is the busiest day of the week as far as like white collar 8 to 5 responsibilities?
What?
Like, okay, so like
I
Monday,
don't
you're kind
think
of
so.
Monday, you're checking email, you're kind of getting into the swing of things, you're getting off the weekend. Tuesday, you know what I mean? Wednesday, you're like full swing into the week and whatnot. Thursday, you start to not give a shit because it's almost Friday, and then Friday, you really don't give a shit.
Tuesday, you
because
start
it's
not to
Friday.
give a shit.
Well, yes, but you want
Sorry,
to
sorry.
feign some sort of productivity, right? So again, I got to check, but I think there was a statistic where like Wednesday is the quote unquote like most productive day because of hump day, right? It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
you're getting over that hump, and then you're gonna not give a shit again.
My most productive day is definitely Friday, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because I like a lot of stuff gets wrapped up at the end of the week, so I finish a lot of things at the end of the week. So I'm like, okay, I want to get this done because I don't want to be called on the weekend or come in on Monday and they're like, what about this? I'm like, nah, we're done already. It's done. Wrap it
Done.
up. We're done.
I'd agree with that. I think Fridays are my most productive day.
Yeah, see, I'm not the only one.
Fridays are not my most productive day, but that's because I'm here.
Fridays
doing
are your
things.
most productive day.
They're not my most productive
No,
day.
no, they're not yours, but they are yours.
Yeah, they're mine.
Fridays. Yeah,
Fridays.
me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
Fridays.
Fridays. Fridays.
Yeah.
That's
Fridays.
terrifying.
Fridays,
Why would you do a lot of
See,
stuff
that's
on
weird,
that?
right?
But
That's a weird
well,
side
I'm
of the
not
table.
pushing shit to production, if that's what you're
Oh,
saying.
okay. All right,
I have
okay.
a great.
You're doing stuff in production.
I have
on
a
Friday,
great
aren't you?
story about pushing stuff to production.
Okay, well, hold on.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go
Are
ahead.
you, are you
go ahead.
cool?
I'm good. Yeah, yeah.
ahead.
Okay, so we know what Satchel did this week. He took Wednesday off because he was sick and his sternum hurt or some
We
shit.
don't need the quotation marks.
They don't see it. Oh, yeah, they do. Okay.
There's a goddamn camera.
My
Camera
bad.
there.
All right, Doxy, what's up?
My story is don't push stuff to production.
We do
Ever
that.
or just on Friday?
Here's the thing: be very familiar with the stack you're working on. A cautionary tale.
Oh, it sounds like this might have happened to you.
I mean, maybe not. So,
You don't know.
assistant administrator was working last week. May or may not have been me or some other dude I may have heard about.
Named Smoxy.
You're editing things and you're doing stuff, and so I'm working along, doing stuff, editing things, and I was working on test deployments for our dev and testing server. So I'm like, okay, whatever. If it breaks, it's only dev and or test. Like, it doesn't matter. Doing stuff, whatever. And then I'm in my own little, because like I work on a small team where everyone does like other stuff, and I'm like the only like the DevOps person. So I'm working, I'm doing my own stuff, and I'm just sitting there in my own world, and I like hear someone's like, "Oh fuck, I can't log into admin." I'm like, "Oh, you fucked up somehow." Go back to my thing.
He doesn't realize.
Someone else is like, "Fuck, I can't log in either. What happened?" I'm like, "You idiots!" And then I like continue working, and then people are like, "Stuff's happening." I'm like, "It wasn't." I like yell. I'm like, "It wasn't me. I'm only working in dev. It wasn't me." And then we go through this whole rigmarole. We're looking, and I'm like, "Oh, I did edit a file in production, but in my defense, and because I'm an idiot, I didn't think it pushed until I did the deploy." Not true. It was a live change. Fucked it up, and I was like, "Just kidding, guys. Just kidding."
So was it like a comma that you just had to remove, or
it
did you have
was
to
a comma I had to add. It's always a
Oh, that's
goddamn
the
comma.
worst.
So I was
Always a comma.
So I was editing this thing to add a release version or whatever. Like it was a super simple thing, and it shouldn't have been a big deal. And I was like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna stage this for later. I'm gonna push it later. I'm gonna test on dev right now, and then I'll do production later. I'm gonna test on dev. I'll test all that stuff on dev, whatever. And people were like having their issues, and I was like, fucking chuckleheads,
Noobs.
You fucking chuckleheads. I was like, get your stuff figured out. And then I was like, oh, that was me.
No.
And then I'm
So you had
fucking-
like the egg on your face moment, right?
Dude, 100, because I was like looking at the logs, I was like, I didn't do any of this. Like, I'm not doing anything. Like, all my stuff's like not touching anything production. Like, they're completely segregated or whatever. And I was looking, and I was like, what could it be? I was like, fuck, fuck me.
So did people give you shit when they found out it was you?
100%, of course.
Oh, yeah.
of course, because for longer than I should have, like for like a good 2 minutes, I was like, I'm only in dev, and I yelled it. I was like, I'm in dev. I was like, I'm only working in dev, and they were like, what is going on then?
I wish I was like at your job.
And I'm like looking through the logs and stuff, and I was like, nope, didn't touch that. This isn't me.
But okay, look, in your defense, come on, how many of us have, like, we've been sysadmins and whatnot and engineers in our field for a while. You gotta take down the system sometime.
At
right?
least once.
Well-
It's a rite of
Rite of
passage.
Oh,
passage.
absolutely.
Yes.
So
Twice
I
if you're Chen.
I have something that's very similar to that. So when I used to do cable installations,
Oof,
right?
oof.
The network guys would always say if something wasn't working, they would always go, "Oh, you need to check layer 1. Oh, it's going to be the cable. It's got to be the cable. It's the cable." The only times it was in my whole career that I was installing cable, maybe over about 7-ish years.
That's a
something
long
like
time.
That. Yeah.
That's
in
a
that
while.
whole time, it was the cable like 4 times. But it was only the cable when I swore that it was not the cable.
Yeah, right. When
There's
you're-
no way it's the cable. No,
when
it's
you're adamant about it.
absolutely.
Yes.
So I have one. I was in a fucking Walmart for goddamn 25 fucking hours.
Oh,
Whoa, you mean 25
oh.
hours too long?
No, straight.
Oh my
I'm
god!
saying 25
Yeah.
hours too long. I
Yeah.
don't go to Walmart.
Well, no. I was working.
Oh, okay, my bad.
yeah,
Okay,
I
my
was-
bad.
And this one time clock was the only thing that was stopping us from being done.
And it was layer one?
Fucking time. No.
Oh, okay,
it
my
it
bad.
gets even worse than that.
Oh.
So they're like, I'm like, it's a brand new patch cable. It can't be that. They're like, well, yeah, you change the cable. I'm like, all right, fine. After this is after an hour of fighting, right? Okay, fine. I'll change the cable. Blah, 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 blah. I plugged it in.
Wart.
Doesn't work.
Oh.
I said, see, brand new fucking cable. It doesn't work. He said, try one from another bag.
Oh no.
Oof.
I said, okay. All right, fine. Get another one. Open it up. Plug it in. Came right up.
Ugh.
So the new cable
Two
probably
cables
was terminated wrong.
Two cables out of the bag.
Hey,
The same
they could
bag.
have still been terminated wrong.
I mean, or a short, or
yeah,
something,
yeah.
or whatever.
Somewhere
Yeah.
in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty of stuff
And
goes wrong.
it's always when you're most adamant because I was sitting high.
Or when you want to get the fuck out, like at
Dude.
4:45, and it's like, oh, shit's broken.
This was like at like a 10 a.m. or like 11 a.m. and I was like sitting in my I was sitting in my little desk and I was like, whatever, it wasn't me, dudes. I'm working in dev, not my fault.
He put
I
on
wish-
Shaggy. It wasn't me.
I know.
Like-
Yeah.
I wish I was like a fly on the wall, so, like to just see Doxy like chilling there, like noob, fucking noob.
Yep.
I don't know who broke it, but it wasn't me. Fucking noob.
the
And then the realization, like just him kind of like sinking into his chair
Because-
and like
Mother
clenching
of
his
God.
butthole a little bit.
Because
like,
I'm sure we all know the first time you do anything, you're like, okay, something's gonna break. What is it?
Right.
But I had passed that initial 5 minutes. I was like, okay, it's not me. And I heard someone say something. And I was like, definitely is not me.
Dang, man.
And I'm
Even
going,
did the head shake too.
definitely not me.
That ain't
Going about my day, and then someone else is doing something. I'm like, like, could it possibly be me? And I'm like, no, it's only Dev. And then they're like, everyone's getting affected. And I was like, maybe it's me. and then when it is you,
Sure enough.
you're like, shit. And you want to tell the least amount of people as possible. You're just like, oh yeah, it was.
There
me.
you go.
It's me.
Awesome.
Or just tell, maybe reboot your machine. Maybe that'll work.
Yeah. Did you,
Oh, yeah, it's working.
Did you clear your cache? See, it's always a fucking cache, dude.
You
Yeah,
should have
cache.
suggested that while you really quickly fixed
Yep.
it, right?
Yep.
That way you could have placed the blame on, network or whatever.
Well, it happened. I learned my lesson.
I'm just saying, next time, make sure that they clear their cache first. I
Here's
use
the
air
thing.
quotes too much.
It's just don't edit stuff in production. Even see, and that's my
True.
moral of the story. Understand your stack. Understand your stack.
Okay, there you go. There's the buzzword of the day. Stack. Understand it.
Understand your stack. That's it.
I have another story about that, but I will
Listening.
tell you after we're off.
I'm listening. Okay, yeah.
Zenify, how's your week going?
It was fine. It was just a normal week. Nothing crazy happened to me this week.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've been reading, I finally got around to reading Time Management for Systems Administrators.
I love that book.
Yeah, I've never read it before. I've always been told to read it.
Dude.
But you never had the time.
Yeah, I never had time.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, so I've been making the time.
But, okay, so did you complete that book?
I haven't completed it yet, no.
Okay, so are you like halfway? Are you
Yeah, I'm like 4
Okay.
chapters in.
Dude, I read that book twice,
Yeah.
but the first time I read it, okay, so there are a couple of books that I just fall in love with that like have to do with time management. Okay, one of them is The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. Fucking love that book.
That sounds
okay.
good.
And the second one is Time Management for Systems Administrators. And there's a principle in there that both books share, and I think that's why they're both like high on the list. Don't have push notifications for your email. Check them manually between the hours of, like when you first get your
Fuck,
coffee.
Never. Yeah, never.
Or maybe like right before you go to lunch or right after,
Yeah.
and right before you leave for the day.
Right.
Because if it's a true emergency, they'll fucking call you.
You'll know. Oh, yeah,
you'll know.
You will
So
know.
I love that,
Yeah.
and like just by not getting the push notifications, so much more productivity.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's also helping me to try and delegate better.
Yes, absolutely.
Because usually I'm just like, a stickler for just getting it done and quick on my own because I know the open shortest path first to the problem to fix it.
Yeah.
But yeah, after getting a good chunk into the book, I'm realizing that delegating is way better.
All right, really quick, community mic. Remember that we do have a multicam today, so if you want to be on camera, let us know. If not, we'll turn you off.
Yeah, it's okay.
Too late.
Okay, yeah, okay.
One of the things we discovered was that if you get your first tier team talking and then your second team talking amongst themselves, they actually help each other. How they discover this, and we started a Slack channel at our job, and specifically for those, and it's escalated up as it goes. But just by getting them to talk to each other, like being able to, because some people know some of it better than others, and everybody's learning. And you get that first tier to hey, I've got this problem. Anybody seen this? And being able to ask that question and get somewhat of an immediate response really changed how our first tier and second tiers really responded to incidences. And I'm talking, it wasn't no minor thing. It was like 45% change of escalation.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Yeah. So, if we were getting 100 escalated in a day, we were like at 45 escalated in a day now.
Jeez, that's nuts.
Yeah, and so just being able to get the information spread across the team, because one team member will hear one thing and another team member will hear another piece of information, and being able to ask a questions and feeling okay to ask that question really changes how they can respond to a situation.
Oh, wow.
You know what?
That's cool.
And that's a great segue into what I want to talk about. But you first.
I just wanted to ask, did you open, so do you have it set up to where you open a different group chat for each incident? Or just one room for the whole team?
Once it okay, so it's a tiered team. You have first, second, and third level response,
Right.
And each one of those have their own team. And then we have once it hits third level, it goes out across like everybody that could possibly touch, and then that incident is opened, and more teams will join that as it goes.
So so you do open a room for that one incident?
Yeah, once it
Gotcha.
comes to a certain level of incident, the minor incidents, no, it has to go to a certain level.
And that's kind of helpful too, because then
That's
at the end of it,
interesting.
you can just kind of wrap that whole chat up and archive it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
'cause so then it becomes
people
like
go,
knowledge base, right?
And not only that, is like after, like when you're doing post-mortem,
Yeah.
people go, oh, and I discovered this thing happened, and this happened about this time, and these are the
Yeah.
things that happened. So you
Right.
can look at it and say, okay, this is a complete post-mortem,
Yeah.
because nobody knew that the power failure at 5 o'clock in the morning caused something else to happen at 7 o'clock in the
Right.
morning.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
Very nice. Okay, Doxy apparently had a segue. I wish I had a segue.
No. But
Those
because I've been thinking about this for a couple of days actually. Because I mean, it's like DEF CON season, and we talk about this like every year. We do DEF CON and whatnot. But
Post DEF CON, I'm sad.
post DEF CON. One of my major issues is the maybe it wasn't this bad this year, but like lack of shared knowledge amongst veterans. And
yeah, we've talked about this.
So,
yeah.
so a thing with older people in the tech industry, or not older people, but it's like more experienced people in the tech industry, is the RTFM, which is my least favorite phrase of all time.
Yes.
You don't like the Red Team Field Manual, Doxy?
No. It honestly makes me want to fight someone.
Really?
Yeah.
It honestly makes me want
I
to
know.
fight
I
someone.
think Doxy should RTFM.
No.
No.
It is obnoxious.
Like it's obnoxious as
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
Like when I'm like okay, so we're in our Discord and our IRC and like whatever channels we have for Greynoise and whatnot. Frequently, I and other people ask questions like, "Hey, I'm working on this, that, and the other. Like, does anyone have any suggestions for doing this, that, and the other?"
Yeah.
And people will usually be like, "Oh yeah, look at this or look at these things." But if you were to ask, in my experience, like a veteran or someone higher up in the community, they'd be like, "Dude, just read the fucking manual." Which RTFM? If you don't know,
It means Red Team Field Manual.
RTFM stands for read the fucking manual. And
Red Team Field Manual.
No,
Okay,
It's
shut the fuck
not.
up. And it's a thing. It's a thing like where you're like they're essentially calling you a noob.
Yeah.
And to do your research.
Right.
And reading the manual, while is a wealth of knowledge, once you understand the process already,
Right.
is not good for a beginner.
Yeah.
It is not conducive to you initially learning a process or new command
Thank
at all.
you. Yes.
It's not at all.
Yeah.
Community mic.
So we had this recently, and we were trying to discover something that we weren't trying to. Me and my team was, and so it was in the manual, but nobody knew what it was called. So we didn't know the nomenclature that was written in the manual
Yeah.
Okay,
to
yeah.
be able to look up what it is we needed to know.
Yeah.
And there's 45 of us going, what the hell is this thing is? We know it can be turned off or on, but we don't know what it is, right? And so RTFM is like, that's great. We're going to have to read the entire manual. As soon as we discovered what it was, we could immediately search for it in the manual, found the documentation,
That's
and got
right.
out. It's knowing that nomenclature, and that's what a noob is not knowing how to ask correct
right.
questions
You're not asking
or
the right
not
questions.
understanding what's being told to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like if I'm using some obscure tool, I mean not even obscure tool. Let's say I'm using like IMAP or whatever, and I'm like, oh, I know there's a flag that does such and such. Does anyone know what the flag is? And someone's like, RTFM noob, and I'm like, that doesn't help me at all because
Right.
I don't even know what the fuck I'm searching for.
Right,
Right.
right. You don't know what
You-
it
like-
is. You know it's a thing
like,
that can
I
be
know-
turned on,
I-
but you don't know what it's called.
I know
so
the
you can't
abstract
search
concept.
for it.
Exactly. I know.
And outside of the specs of IT, okay, so I build brewing equipment, right?
Right.
And so I know there's a specific type of fitting that I needed.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
and I said, okay, I need to what is. I didn't know how to search for it, so I couldn't find it on Google. Google knew.
Yeah.
Okay, and so I happened to run into a plumber here at the Sin Shop, Plumber Dave, right? And I said, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. He goes, oh, that's this thing that could pop, right?
It's this
Right.
simple
And I
thing.
turned around on my phone, put that in there. It was exactly what I needed because
Exactly.
I knew what to search for.
Right.
But RTFM does not work when you don't even know what you're looking for.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean every tool in Linux probably does exactly what you need it to do if you know what you're looking for. And once you're well versed in a tool, I totally get that you kind of learn the search parameters to find what you're looking for. But like initially, like if you're just learning command line, like if you're like a noob, you're just learning command line or you're just learning a new tool or whatever, like you don't know stuff. Like you don't know you don't know that R is usually means recursive. You don't
Right.
know whatever it may be, and
Yeah.
you're just like, and some fucking jerk is like, yo, RTFM, dude, like it's not that hard, and you're like, but it is,
Right.
Because there's so many flags, and I don't know what they mean.
Yeah.
Don't RTFM, BTFM. Be the fucking manual.
I'm gonna punch you in the fucking like it just like that for me, like that goes along with my previous aversions to DEF CON because
Yeah.
of the veterans and stuff, because I
Right.
don't.
Wait, but did you run into that at DEF CON?
Yes, man.
Who?
I don't know names.
Oh, well then you
I don't know names.
I gotta say though, at my job, the top like 6 or 7 people in our shop, right? If you ask them a question, they will probably not just reply like this is what you need to look for, but this is where you need to look for.
which is amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's we don't have anybody go, oh, RTFM. No, because the documentation just goes on forever. You could be on our share site
It does.
forever.
It does.
And you could do it all the time. You would never find all of it unless you run into it on a daily basis.
Yes.
And so if you're responding back RTFM, here is the chapter verse that you probably need to look at. That's an honest response.
It's like, I mean, and if you
Encourage people to read the manual or get involved in that, but show them where like what it is they want to do so they can have that learning experience.
And I'm not opposed to reading the manual at all. I will all the time. But let me know where I'm supposed to look, because I could be searching through manuals for hours, because I mean, okay, so I'm looking at whatever. I'm looking at let's say I'm looking at, I don't know, awk. And I'm trying to do something in awk, but SED is a much better route. So I'm looking at awk for the specific flag does this thing, but SED does it right out of the box.
Right.
And I wouldn't know that because I'm RTFMing the fucking awk manual, but SED's like, oh yeah, dude, you just do it in SED. I would never know that unless I asked someone.
Or there's a single flag and said that and a single step and it does it right.
That
now.
does this whole command I'm trying to do.
Right.
But I would never know that because they're like, oh, just read the fucking manual, dude.
That stuff's simple. Get into Windows 10 registry keys.
No thanks.
Okay, all right, all right.
Now you're overstepping your bounds there, Community Mike.
I don't hate myself that much. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. That's what we were trying to find. What turns on or turns off something.
Okay,
Yes.
that's
It took us 3 days and 45 of us looking for it.
that's
We
a-
found
turn-
it.
That's
Just
a
turn it
fucking
off.
minefield right
Like-
there.
like-
People having that idea about new people in the industry or people in the, like, because I mean, even though I've been working in IT for a number of years, there's still a lot of stuff that I don't know. Like, I'm still learning a lot of stuff. Like, I asked a question about what is it Ansible last night, and I'm sure someone would have been like, "Dude, just RTFM, like it's in there."
Dude,
Yeah,
RTFM, it's in there.
I'm sure it is, but I don't have the time to go through the hundreds of pages of documentation to find the one command I need, when you could just be like, oh yeah, dude, it's this command, look at this, and then you'll learn from there.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine.
There's a camera.
Yeah, we're on multiple cameras, so you gotta let us know if you want it or not.
We're gonna
Time out,
get your
give
shining
us the
face
signal,
in there.
but-
That's okay. I can be on camera.
all right,
We're-
cool.
we're gonna get your shiny
we got
face.
approval. Yay! Looks like a good experiment. Cheers.
Thanks. I appreciate the concern. So part of being in the tech industry, I've always assumed, was reading.
No.
Lots.
Are you saying like maybe
Like in my
reading
free time.
TFMing?
Like I constly read articles and RTFMing all the time.
Yes, which is fine. Like if you want to, I'm a big proponent of not being stagnant, learning all the time. I'm a
Yeah.
huge fan of that. But like learning some obscure tool for the one command you need that you've never used before, you're gonna spend way too much time looking for that when someone could just tell you.
I guess my point, Docs, is that like if there's a day that goes by where I don't feel really stupid, then I'm clearly not caring enough, right? Like I'm not learning, I'm not exploring, I'm not trying to make myself better at what I do.
Which is true, and I will agree with you that like
That's a normal thing. Is like,
I-
oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing.
I never want to be the smartest person in the room, and I know that'll never be a thing. I'll never be the smartest person in the room, but I also don't want to feel like an idiot because I'm not on the same level as the people in the room. Like I don't want them to treat me like I'm less than.
Yeah, you shouldn't put up with that shit because
I don't.
Most of the people there probably feel as dumb as you do most of the time. Because I have never. There's only been like two people in my entire.
making themselves feel better about being stupid. For
Because
the day.
because they know the one
Yeah.
command I fucking don't, and this obscure tool
Yeah.
that no one's used in 5 years.
Legitimately, in my entire career, I think I've met only two people who I would consider were like walking encyclopedias. You could
Yeah.
just ask them anything, and they would just be like, "Oh, yeah, it's this command. Didn't you
Yes.
know?" And here are all the switches, and here are all the weird things that command does.
Yeah.
But what's funny is those people are super nice.
Yeah, they are.
Right.
They're never the guy who
Yeah,
goes
they're not
or
the
the girl that
dickheads.
goes RTFM asshole. You know,
It's always people who don't know that much, but they know the one thing I need from them at that moment in time. Like, hey man, would you happen to know whatever? They're like RTFM, you fucking knew.
Hold
And
on,
I'm
hold on,
like,
really quick.
all right.
Doxy, did I ever do this to you? I didn't
No,
ever
you
tell
keep
you to
pointing at
RTFM,
Chen.
right? I know. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, sorry,
All
Doxy.
right, you're being weird, dude. No, I know this is not about you.
Yeah.
This is not about you at all.
No, I'm not trying to. I'm just saying, like,
I mean, if you did,
Did
I
this
would.
happen to you recently?
Have
Have you been hurt?
yeah, who hurt you? Who hurt you?
Have you been hurt?
Show us on the computer what they did to you.
So I'm in my current position. I'm more or less alone in what I do. So it's not that. But in my previous job and then previous experiences at DEF CON has been that.
Absolutely.
But
Well,
my
DEF
current-
CON is that. Like,
DEF CON is that, which I hate.
That's
Which
why I don't go to
which
DEF
is
CON
which is
anymore.
what makes me not want to participate.
that's why I don't go to DEF CON anymore. I plan for the week of DEF CON a vacation every year now. I call it not DEF CON.
Smart.
I've been doing it. This is the 3rd year running now. So
My 3rd year is just work assigning me to go out when I want to go.
Well, fuck that also.
Yeah.
Fuck
So-
that also.
It's a work vacation.
Well, now there is a difference though between having someone else do your homework for you and asking for guidance on the path
Yes.
to knowledge.
Yes.
There's
yes.
a difference.
And,
Yeah.
and you see this a lot in
Yeah.
Stack Socials, all
Stack
the
Overflow,
Stack
yeah.
Overflow, all that
Server
stuff.
fault.
Which I totally say. Like, I don't come and I'm like, hey, I've got this problem, solve it for me. I'm like, hey,
This is what I've tried.
I'm looking at this.
Yeah.
I've got these solutions, but they're halfway there, but they're not quite. Can you tell me what's wrong with this flag
Or where
why
can
this
I
isn't
find
working?
it?
Or
Yeah.
where can I find it? Just point me in the right direction. I'll look. I don't mind reading
Yeah,
at
like-
all, but don't treat me like I'm a fucking noob and or an idiot
So
because
the person who's really failing here is whoever
I'm asking.
whoever is setting sort of the pace of the engineering culture in wherever you work, because that's toxic engineering culture.
But no, but I feel like this is industry wide.
No, well, it is, but there are places that care about engineering culture
Absolutely,
where code
absolutely.
reviews are positive things and everybody wants to get feedback from others because it's
Yeah.
valued and rewarded.
Right.
I would
Right?
yes.
And it's
all
not
that.
allowed to degenerate into like, well, I'm a much better engineer than you are today. Like, you're an idiot. Like, that's not going to help anybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I wouldn't tolerate it.
it helps their ego. Oh no, I don't tolerate stuff either.
Well, but
Like,
if you get it, like, I mean, I hate to say, like, run to the teacher and tell on people,
Yeah.
but like that should be something that comes up in your annual review. It's like, I don't feel like I'm supported by the rest of the team here. Every time I seem to ask for questions, I ask questions or like legitimate engineering questions, I
Yeah.
get, RTFM
bullshit.
asshole.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
which
Right.
is, you're absolutely
Which
right.
I think
yeah.
is not good for the company.
Not at all.
Because I mean, if all your employees are disheveled and feeling less than, then
Yeah.
your product's less than, and that's not good for anyone.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean,
100% agree. I can talk.
don't be the asshole who takes names and tells on people, but just like maybe it's an
No,
issue.
no. I'm not
Talk to
entitled
your
to
boss
tell,
about
but
it.
I mean, I like to. I
Just
like
won't
to.
ask that person again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to work in a company like that.
Yeah.
No one.
Right.
Yeah, I've worked in both, good ones and bad ones.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the good ones, I have great memories of. The bad ones, it was like I can't get out of here fast enough.
It's like fuck you and everything you stand for.
Well, that and like, oh, do I actually want to fix the bug?
Not today.
Maybe.
I'm laughing way too hard at that one.
Oh, is this so-and-so's bug?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's so that person asked me for a code review.
You remember the guy who wouldn't tell me the thing I needed to know?
Yeah. That's when I spin up the thesaurus and I look for all of the like the synonyms for "fuck you."
That's
I'll get back to
the
you on
only
that.
reason I learn new languages, so I can say fuck you in different languages.
I know how to say fuck you in office speak, per my last email.
I'm not sure that's the direction we should go.
There you go.
Yeah. I feel that would introduce complexity to the process.
Jesus.
Oh,
I
I
guess
guess
we'll
we
table
this for now. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
All right.
Rough.
That's all I had to say. I just wanted to bring up how I fucking hate RTFM and everything that goes like. I get it.
Yeah.
I get not being the person who's like, hey, I have this problem, solve
Yeah.
it for me. Totally understand that. But you offering no assistance other than RTFM.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
So, in defense of that asshole,
Oh, phew. I'm gonna jump over this table.
here
Let's
we go. I think what they're saying is, well, no one helped me, so I'm not going to help you either.
That's still toxic, though.
It is.
Oh, it's
no,
very
it
toxic.
absolutely
It
is.
definitely is toxic, and also, I mean, I get it, but be
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Be better than your predecessor.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
all I have to say to that is be better than your predecessor.
Right.
There's no way we're going to get to AI without that mentality.
So I've asked, like, this is a problem. Has anybody else seen this problem? Right?
Which is the first question you should ask. Like,
Right.
like, hey man, I'm running this thing. Have you seen this before?
Yeah.
If-
Right.
yeah.
And I've gotten answers back, yes, this is what it is. And I've also gotten answers back as simply, yes. I've gotten the gambit on that. You know
And-
what?
yes.
And I fixed the yes person by simply buying them the beer next time we met up. It's like, hey, let's have a talk.
Let's
And
discuss
once they
this.
understood, is like I was just like trying to get work done, just like you are every day.
Yeah,
And
man.
that's really what it is. You're talking to somebody, say, "I'm getting work done. You're getting work done." Right?
Yeah, we're all working towards the same goal, man.
Yeah.
Don't-
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
Like if I'm asking you a question, we're probably on the same team or similar teams. Don't be a dick to me.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
well, in general, don't be a dick, but especially don't be a dick to me. We're on
Right.
the same team.
Right.
We have the same goal.
Yeah.
Right.
The keyword right there. You're looking for a team environment.
Yes.
You're not getting
Team environment. Team
Yeah.
environment is what we're looking for. I don't want to read any goddamn manuals, dude. Just fucking let me know.
Right.
Don't keep your village knowledge locked up. Let me know what you know.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Simple. All right, I'm done ranting. I'm next.
That was a good 30 minutes.
My bad. I'm
I
sorry.
know, man. I'm like, all right,
that was
let him
good.
talk.
I keep
Yeah.
fucking, I keep taking stuff over. I'm very sorry about that. I
No, that
apologize.
was good.
I apologize.
I think what I was trying to say is
Oh,
that
boy.
it's like you send these emails out or you send some chat window out, and you get these responses back because it's so easy to misunderstand
Tone.
what the person is asking for or what the person's
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
And so I really encourage, like, if you're working with a team and you're getting some pushback or people are just doing like RTFM back at you,
Yeah.
go spend some FaceTime with them.
Yes,
Yeah.
which is tough in remote positions. But if you have the chance to, if you work in an office with people and you don't see them regularly, but you do interface with them like through Slack or email or whatever, just be like, hey man,
Open up the video chat, goddammit.
Exactly.
No.
Yo, man,
we
let's
did that,
talk.
and
No.
we cured 3 problem children just by like making
just by face to face.
just by opening that video chat, and within 2 weeks it was cured.
I'm
Just
more
so-
I'm more your first idea with going to get a beer because I don't want to face chat anyone. Don't request to see my camera. I'll deny you every time.
Yeah.
But I mean, we can go get a
I-
beer
I-
anytime.
That's all right.
Yeah, I have
Doxy,
a
just
sticker
won't
that goes
request
over
it.
my camera. That's
Yeah.
just it's a Tweety
Yeah.
bird. All it is so when the camera comes on, it's just a Tweety bird.
Yeah, you're blocked. I'm
Yeah.
gonna block. If you request my camera, I'm gonna block you. Don't do that, especially at work.
Yeah.
I work remotely, so if they don't mind me sitting on the
We
toilet.
cannot
sorry,
hear you.
we can't hear
You gotta
you.
come to the mic.
Yeah,
we
you
can't
gotta
hear
go
you.
to the mic.
All right,
Do you want to
so-
be on camera?
And you-
All right, no, that's,
all right. So, any more thoughts on this?
No.
no, I think we're good.
I'm
pretty
good.
good.
I'm good. I got it out. I
How'd
got it
you-
out.
So did this happen to you recently, or how'd you come up with this? Like, why did this happen?
No, because I was thinking about. So I was talking to Satchel actually, and not specifically about this, but like about reasons we like. Rather, I don't like going to
DEF
DEF
CON.
CON
Yeah.
and other assemblies of like large tech gatherings and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to be inundated with the veterans of the industry. And not all of them are bad. Like it's not. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude,
Yeah,
I think
it's
you just
not
met the
all.
wrong people.
No, dude. A large majority of them are very helpful. They're very friendly. And they want you to learn what they learn, which is awesome. And I want to deal with in my day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Well, what I've seen at DEF CON is like, you get a vocal minority like that who just want to gripe or not be productive. Most people just kind of like move away from them.
Yeah, we ignore them.
And most of the communities at DEF CON, like you go to the villages and places like that, it's where people want to learn. And so you're gonna
Yeah,
bump into
yeah.
people who want to like have a conversation about something new. Whichever village, anything from Wi-Fi hacking to hardware hacking to whatever. You run into people there who want to learn, and it's outside the con. I think you get a lot of that. You used to get a lot of it. When you say Chin, it's kind of died down, that pushback.
I think it has.
That elitism.
Yeah, I do. Now, I have a specific example. I don't want to dox the person.
No.
But there's a person who is actually pretty prestigious in the community. He's given several talks. He is very well versed in the scene, like not just coding, but hardware and everything. Like he's really good at it, but he's very elitist about it. And so I've had a couple of chances to have a conversation with him, and he's kind of snubbed me more than one occasion. And it's not like, I mean, I've had the chance to run into him and also be formally introduced to this person. So it's not like I'm just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I tried both avenues, and still I've been snubbed. Again, I'm not going to say who it was, but this person is very well known in the area or in the scene, in the space, whatever you want to call it. And it's just unfortunate because I know he has a lot of knowledge. I know he's very respectable to the elites or to the veterans, and it's just unfortunate because I could have thought the same way that Doxy did or does. I could have been like, well, fuck DEF CON. I could have been that way, but I will say that he is very, very. He's a very small minority of the types of people that
Right.
I've met there.
Right.
It's unfortunate.
I've had much better response in the last 3 to 5 years, being able to just walk up to people and start having a conversation with them.
Right.
And I don't know if that's me changing or the con changing, but I definitely noticed that more people are coming there to be able to exchange ideas and information.
And I'm like I'm not like saucy.
But you can't agree with that because you don't know. You haven't been there for the past 3 years.
2 years. I was
Okay,
there- I
well,
was-
still, so you can't agree with him saying that the community has changed if you haven't experienced
But I mean,
that for yourself.
but I mean, I read forums. I talk to people because I'm in the tech community. I work there. I talk with people on online forums and whatnot. Like I mean, like I interact with people, and I'm not soft skinned. Like I don't fucking get butthurt and be like, oh, I'm taking my ball and
I
going
don't
home.
know. I don't know.
Oh, see, there's that elitism.
No, I'm saying.
mean,
Hold on. No. Hold on.
Ooh.
No. I'm not
Off the
saying.
top
I'm
rope, man.
telling
Hold
you,
on.
I'm not.
I'm not trying to be elitist. I'm saying that you're saying that you have thick skin. Yet
Yeah.
here you are, not wanting to participate in a conference because somebody's told you to RTFM.
No.
I don't think it's just the confidence.
I'm not trying to be elitist.
It's that attitude overall.
No,
is
no,
what
no,
he's
no.
saying, I think.
It's that attitude and not that you do it. I mean, I know you're joking, but just that like, oh, you're gonna go home or whatever. Like, no, like I'm totally fine with it. Like, I don't give a fuck like what you say to me because I really don't care. But it's like it's that ideal that people have about like their worth in certain things. I mean, they are, of course, amazingly smart. They have all these ideas about things or whatever, which I don't care about. But it's that along with the value of DEF CON that I don't see where I'm like, you know what, maybe it's not worth it for me to go. And I mean, that's for me. Like, and I know it's amazing. I'm not arguing about the price or whatever or anything like that. Like, I know DEF CON's an amazing place and you can learn a lot there and you can do a lot of stuff. I don't care about any of that. It's just like, it's a combination of things that I just don't care about.
I get it. I just the way that you presented the argument like 2 minutes ago, it just sounded kind of different.
Kind of soft-skinned.
Well, I mean, you say that you stopped going to conference because
I didn't say because of those people. I did not say because of those people.
Yeah,
I
I get where he's coming
No,
from.
I
It's
never
that
said that.
attitude in general.
in general.
Okay,
Right?
so then
Yeah.
do you? I mean, okay. What I'm saying is,
I'm saying I see the value of DEF CON. Like
Okay.
I think it should keep
Granted-
going indefinitely because there is a lot to learn there.
Yeah.
It's great for
Right.
beginners and veterans of the industry. All of that is fantastic. The value I get out of it is not worth it. Not because of RTFM people. Don't give a fuck about them. It's all of it as a whole. All of it as a whole is what I don't get the value out of for me personally. You do the talks, you do the tracks and all that stuff. You get a ton of value out of it. It helps your presence and all that stuff, and you speak and you interact with a lot of people, and it's great for you. I don't get that same exposure. I am waiting in the wings, so to
Right.
speak, and I don't care enough, so
Okay.
it's not enough for me.
right? Okay, I understand where you're coming from.
It's not all about RTFM.
I understand
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you're coming from, but okay. So I've been going to DEF CON since DEF CON 12.
Yes, I'm aware.
I wasn't speaking back then. I didn't speak until DEF CON.
But think about
22?
what was this DEF CON 26?
This is 26. Yeah.
Think about DEF CON 12 versus 26.
Right.
And
You had a lot more elitism back then.
They're
than you do now.
they're not recognizable to each other.
No, not at all. They're
Exact-
not. They're
exactly,
completely different. But
exactly.
again,
The reason why is because DEF CON 12, that was like the best conference to go to for veterans, right? For veterans in this industry. Now, there are better conferences for veterans. So, like,
Right.
going to
And that's a
DEF
valid
CON to
point.
make newbies feel stupid is a juvenile stunt now.
right. And that's
Because
a
there are
valid
other
point.
options that are actually more useful from a
Right.
business and an actual, like, we're going to talk about some really, really advanced stuff
Right.
today. Kind of
Right.
content.
And I wouldn't wander in there and be like, "Hey man, this super advanced technology you're talking about, give me the 101 version of it."
There are invite-only conferences now that are you have to be
which
industry.
I want to get to
I
those.
100% respect those.
No, you don't.
Okay, maybe I don't, but still, that'd be cool to
I
be
mean, you
invited.
do if you have your own company and you want to, like,
I mean,
you want to make new
that's a
connections.
check mark. No, I'm kidding.
But I mean, my
I gotcha.
point is don't feel so butthurt about it.
No, and that's the thing. It's like
yeah,
I don't
this
tolerate
comes
that
off, this
kind of
comes off as
behavior.
me saying butter, but like
Yeah.
I honestly really don't care. It's just
Yeah,
me
I
expressing my
believe you.
opinion about.
I agree with you,
about
actually.
people and their ideas about DEF CON and stuff like that. Because I have a lot of friends who are not techie, and they say the same thing. Not that they go to DEF CON, but they see the conferences, they see the talks and stuff, and they have the same ideas about what people think about themselves.
Oh, for sure. Going to DEF CON to make newbies feel stupid is truly a juvenile thing.
It really is. I completely agree with you.
Yeah,
100%.
and if you do that as a person, you have other problems. So you should pity
100%.
them, not be mad at them.
No, I'm not mad at all. I'm just expressing my ideas, and again, the ideas of people that I am friends with who are not as tech savvy as we are, but they are interested in the field as a whole.
Right.
Muffins or community mic, sorry, rather.
Well, it's muffins. I'm on camera now.
Hey
So.
man, I don't know, man.
Guys, two things. One, I didn't intend to come up to say this, but I think in the last year to 2 years, DEF CON has had a cultural change that you may not be aware of, and that's the villages. The villages have actually turned into like mini cons almost, and there's a lot more community, a lot more, because it gives you that small feeling that you used to get at DEF CON 7,
Yeah.
but yet you get the big community. So I'd say that, I've been participating since '96. And it's shifting back. It's like all things. There's a pendulum going on. But my question to you is there a Greybeards village yet? Or get the fuck off my lawn village?
I want to go there.
I'd say propose it, the get off my lawn village, or, where the old farts like me can go and talk, and then the young folks.
RSA.
RSA.
I'm not joking. It's literally called RSA.
Yeah, so, that would be cool. That way, somebody could come in and go ask those questions of the Greybeards and talk about it and stuff like that. And then if somebody says RTMF, then the guy who wrote the manual would be there and can say,
Actually,
which would
I
be
wrote
amazing.
the fucking
That
manual.
would actually be-
Which would be amazing, and I would 100% be there for that.
Right.
I would 100% be there for that.
Yeah.
so something like that would be really cool. Maybe, who knows? I had heard something about a Greybeards village, but I don't know any details. So I was hoping
You and me
maybe
both.
somebody out there did.
They
I mean-
didn't want to let the whippersnappers know. That's why you didn't hear.
If anyone wanted to know, it'd be Chin.
No what?
Okay, nah, he doesn't know.
All right, thanks.
Next, Community
Wait,
Mike.
no, I'm sorry. No what? I was looking at the chat stream.
You don't know. Community Mike.
So this year was only my second DEF CON, and I can totally relate to what you're coming from about RTFM. What I usually do in those circumstances is I'll say, so who knows enough to teach me about this? When somebody drops that kind of bullshit to me, I'll just look him in the eyes and say, so who knows more than you?
Oh,
snap, shots
son.
fired.
And that
I like
works.
that.
He's
that
throwing
that
shade.
legitimately works.
I could see that.
I mean, and I dig that. And you know what? This makes me come off as a real bitch. Like I don't.
I'm with you.
Here's the-
I will
here's-
stand with you in
Here's the thing,
solidarity.
I'm expressing my opinion, and
Yeah.
I'm not sad or butthurt
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it. I'm
yeah.
just saying that I know how people feel coming because it is a very intimidating environment.
Yeah.
You've got a ton of hackathons going on. You've got all this new technology, yada 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 yada, whatever. And I'm like, hey man, I want to learn about this, that, and the other. People are like RTFM, dude, and it's like that's so fucking intimidating being. Not new, because I'm not new. I've been in IT for a number of years, but like news is maybe technology or whatever. And you're like, I just want to know more. And people are like, RTFM. And you're
Yeah.
like, that tells me fucking nothing.
So check this out, though. Okay, imagine you're this guy putting together BBSs in '92, hearing RTFM, and then years later going to a con. So to hear it again, no, I'm good.
yeah,
I'm good.
I'm fine.
Yeah,
like,
I'm fine.
I'm okay.
I'm fine.
I'm totally fine with that.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. I'll be at home playing No Man's Sky.
How many times have you transferred within the tech community?
Jesus Christ.
Like how many things did you have to learn new to start over to do the next thing that you needed to do?
One, two, about four-ish.
It's a number of times, and if
Yeah.
you've been in the tech at pretty much our level,
Yeah.
you're going to be going, well, I was doing this, now I've got to do something new in tech, and now I've got to learn all this.
Yes.
So you got to go through that learning process.
Yeah.
And I think everybody's been there. And
Absolutely.
So you got to know a little bit of like Windows admin. You got to know a little bit of
this, a
a little bit of that, a little bit of
all
this. And
that,
everybody
yeah.
knows. And you and I might have worked on the same systems all the time, and I guarantee you there's things you know that I don't know, and I know things that you don't know.
100%.
And we could have like had the same 15 years of experience. We did the same kind of like run up through a very similar company. We've got completely different stories to tell, and we have different knowledge base.
Yep, because we went about it a different way. Like you found this one distro that did this thing that you liked. You stuck with that, and then you made everything else work. I had another distro that worked the way I wanted it to, and we made the packages work and yada, whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And you just
so
yeah.
doesn't mean I'm right, you're wrong. But if we can't sit down and have a conversation across whatever medium we're doing it,
We're failing.
That's where we're wrong.
We're failing.
Right.
All over the place. We're failing all over the place. Did you want more community, Mike? I mean, no, and I mean the upfront approach is probably the most direct approach is probably the best. And I mean, what I want to say is that like I'm not being a bitch about it. Like I'm not there like huffing and puffing, being like, no one will teach me stuff.
Right.
I don't care about that. Like
Yeah,
I'm not upset that people aren't teaching me things
Yeah.
because I mean I'm gonna learn it either way. But the fact that you don't want to impart and or share knowledge is a turnoff to me. And kind of annoying that you're being so elitist about things.
Right.
Because I'm gonna learn it either way. Like
Yeah.
whether I learn it tonight by you teaching me, or whether I learn it over the next month, me learning myself, I'm gonna learn it because I probably have to learn it. But whatever. Like it's not like a bitch thing where I'm like, oh fuck, I'm never gonna get this. It's like, help me out. Like you've been here, you've been where I've been. Why would you want to make it as hard for me as it was for you? Like be better. Just be better.
Or even just like, okay, you're not going to tell me how to do this, so why am I going to hang out by you? I may as well just go get on the internet and learn how to do it.
Like you like you are adding no value to my career, life, or experience at DEF CON right now. So you might as well GTFO.
Yeah. RTFM.
GTFO.
Look, okay, first of all, okay.
Yeah.
Nobody's disagreeing with you. Elitism sucks, and it's fucking bullshit. Okay. Yeah. All I'm saying is that there's different ways to handle it. Is what I'm saying.
True.
Okay, so you can choose to not attend, which is fine. It's valid. I get that.
And no, or here's the thing.
I'm not arguing your point.
No. But I'm not attending DEF CON as like a rebellion of people who tell me I'm not attending because people have told me to RTFM. That's not why I don't go to DEF CON. Yeah. It's a complete package of non-value for me. Like, I mean, I understand the value of DEF CON for certain people. I understand the amazingness that is present there. I understand all the villages and how much you can learn and all the experiences, the speaking tracks and all that stuff. Like, I get all of that, and I know their value, and I hope it continues indefinitely. I understand the value of DEF CON. I'm not saying I don't go just because of that. I'm saying it's not a value package for me personally.
Right. And I get that. I'm not saying that you better go. I'm saying elitism sucks. We all agree with that, and there are just different ways to handle it. Is all I'm saying.
Fight them. Heads up. Community Mike.
Hi, Muffins again. Since you already outed me.
Yeah, Doxy doxes you, by the way.
Woohoo!
I mean, we can go way deeper.
How is something like DEF CON going to change if those who have the need don't want to participate? So if there's this problem here at DEF CON that, oh my God, they're not helping or they're RTMFing. If you don't participate, it'll never change.
Well, but I think, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but it seems like what you're getting at is that method of learning isn't what gels with you personally.
Yeah, me personally.
Yeah, like for you personally, go on the internet and find the information, or go into a Discord somewhere and someone will help you there. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Going and standing in a long line in order to stand in another long line.
To talk to some dude who's like, oh, GTFO dude, because I know this one obscure flag that you never heard of.
Right.
All right, man. I don't care that much, honestly. Don't give a shit.
Right,
and I mean, Chin is very aware of this, as I'm sure many people are. Like, I enjoy the rubber ducky mythology. Like, I like the back and forth of like, hey, I had this problem. I've done this, that, and the other. Like, I'm trying to figure this out. And someone's like, oh, have you tried this? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I did, but it didn't work because of this. Like, I enjoy that back and forth discourse. And if your absolute response to me is RTFM, like, you'll figure it out, get fucked.
Right.
Get fucked, honestly. You might know leagues more than I do, which is awesome for you, but get fucked in every sense of the word, honestly.
In every sense of the word?
In every sense, and that's all I have to say to you. Like, if me trying to open a channel of back and forth with you about different technology, whatever, is hey, RTFM or figure it out on your own, get fucked.
Right.
And that's it.
I get it.
How's it going? So yeah, I can relate entirely to your sentiment. I haven't been to DEF CON yet. I've been trying to go for 2 years. I haven't been yet.
Next year, man. That's your year.
I'm going to go.
Next year's your year.
I might go next year.
I'm going to go next year.
You know what?
Just because, sorry, not to cut you off, but I'm going next year just to make a statement. Going just to make a statement.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think I know I'm going to encounter that kind of thing when I go. And I've been in the industry for 14 years, and I've encountered it in the workplace.
Yeah.
And it's really frustrating. It's like, it seems like there's a lack of mentorship or community.
Yes, huge.
People don't want to put the time in to try to help other people out, even if it's redundant to like ad nauseum for them to repeat it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: is that what I've noticed is that it's almost like people are threatened. In a way, it's almost like this: who's this little snot nose you just started? You know, I put all my time in, and how dare you come up here and learn something and then surpass me? And then my boss is gonna tell me, you know, get lost. I'm going with this cat. They're threatened. People are threatened. They're like, I don't know how much you know, and you might know more than me, so I don't want to risk it.
Which I mean, it's a
That
very
might be what it is.
It's a definitely a very valid because a lot of people have like niches. Like they're like, oh, I know what's a tool? Ngrep. They're like, I know literally everything there is to know about Ngrep. I'm an Ngrep master, can write any command you want at any given time.
Right.
But you asked me about awk, sed, whatever, some other random Linux tool. They're like, ah, fuck. Well, I mean, and not that that's everyone, not that's everyone at all, but like I can see the like you're moving in on their territory.
Right.
Like they know something that you don't know, and you're moving in.
Yeah.
You're getting close on their territory, and they're like, no, none of that.
No, hold on now. Yeah.
Hold on now.
Yeah.
Back up a step.
Yeah.
I get that, but I mean, again, be better.
I always run up against that. I usually choose the be like water method. I just kind of seep into systems.
That's fine, man. Hey, me too. I'm like, you know,
a little different than that. Like get access where you can, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Are we doing a lightning round? I'm just curious because it's 8:30.
We should do a couple stories. It's a good thing you
I
did all that
mean,
research.
Hey,
I know, I had
here's
like-
the thing. I'm sorry again.
I had like 4
I'm sorry
articles,
again.
but that's cool.
Before
How was your week, Chen?
one more time, community mic.
Good?
I was gonna say there's just one thing that's worth pointing here is that there are really two classes of people. You have just the assholes who deserve to get fucked, and then
Not you. I was pointing at Muffins. I'm sorry. Not you.
and then you've also and those and then the people that are actually willing to learn, that actually have the humility to become great.
Yeah.
And you got to decide who you're going to be and let the other people select and sort themselves out of your influence group.
Right.
So if you experience more of those assholes at DEF CON,
Yeah.
I'm sorry for you, because that sounds like a shit experience, and I have absolute respect for you for you selecting those people out of your influence.
Yeah.
Look at other conferences. Look at other
Which is usually there are a ton of other conferences.
Podcasts.
There's other hey man, like the Greynoise podcast.
exactly.
There you go.
There's a ton of other things, which is a very very valid thing. Yes, absolutely. And here's the thing: is like I'm not butthurt and or upset about DEF CON. It's
Right.
just an observation I've made because it is one of the largest conferences for people of our type. That a lot of people go to. Obviously, it's the largest, whatever, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like the biggest sample size I have to draw from.
Okay.
But I'm not butthurt about it.
No.
I'm not like upset. Like I haven't sworn off DEF CON because of a few bad apples.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
not-
with you. No, I got you.
I'm not that fucking prissy.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't give a shit. Like
Right.
like be rude to me, be whatever.
Yeah.
I
Right.
don't care.
Yeah.
It's just a value proposition for me, and the value isn't there at this point in time.
You don't need it.
That's all it is. That's
you'll
all.
come
That's
next
all it
year.
is.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be there next year just to make a point. And anyone who listens to this and has a problem, I'll see you next year.
I'm going to save this recording. It is August 24th. So if Doxy tells me, I don't think I want to go this year, I'm going to play this over and over again and over and over again. I'm going to leave it on his voicemail.
It is currently my intention to go.
Hey,
We'll see.
Satchel, I'm right there. It's currently my intention to go to DEF CON next year. Hey, there we go.
All right, so
Lawyer up.
we'll not do articles today. And we probably won't do the lightning round. So, all right, everybody. Well, this has been another episode of Greynoise. It is
This was
8:30.
fun.
No, it was really fun. It was just, Doxy had a lot to
I'm
say.
sorry.
That's
I
good.
apologize.
No,
I
you're
thought it was
good.
Great.
It was good. It was a good conversation.
Yeah.
So.
45 minutes.
Oh my God. All right, guys. So as you can tell, we've run out of time, but never, ever, ever, ever out of shit to say.
No.
So join us again next week, where we will probably have some research behind what we're about to say. Join us again next week, like every Friday night, 7:30 p.m. here at the Sin Shop. The address is 1075 American Pacific Drive, Suite C in Henderson, Nevada. Hey, Crux, you're looking good out there. Anyway, go to sinshop.org for more information on the shop. Go to meetup.com/sinshop for the classes that we teach, such as 3D printing, the Danger Room classes, lockpicking, etc., etc. There's software and electronics in there somewhere as well. And for us, go to Greynoise, GREYNOI.se. My name is Master Chen.
This is Doxy.
I'm Zenify.
And I'm going to go read the fucking manual.
Oh, really quick. If you like the multiple camera angle, let us know. Tweet at us, comment, join our Discord and talk about the multiple camera. If we like it, we're going to keep it with it. I actually think that was good.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, it's cool.
So good night, everybody.